Good evening and welcome to our public meeting at 6 o'clock this January 15th. Can I get a mover and a seconder to open the meeting? Moved by Councillor Jaworski, seconded by Councillor McDonnell. That we open to the call of the chair at 6:04. All those in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, carried. Are there any questions or updates for the agenda or what we will be talking about? Okay, approval of agenda is presented. Moved by Councillor, I should have asked mover, so moved by Councillor Bougie, seconded by Deputy Mayor Lang. All in favor? Passed. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? Any omissions to previous agenda? I don't know if we, none, okay, perfect. So can I get a mover and a seconder to accept, were there, sorry, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Were there, the previous agenda, was that, I just have this one page here up. There were no previous minutes with this one?
No.
Okay, sorry, thank you. So that's a question we don't have to go through. So we'll direct ours to the zoning bylaw and Mr. Irwin, Committee of Adjustment, sorry.
Thank you, and through your chair. I'll start with some required wording under the Planning Act. This is a hearing under Section 44 of the Planning Act. Any person may attend this hearing and or make written or verbal representation either in support of or in opposition to the proposed minor variance. If a person, the applicant, or a public body does not make oral or written submissions at this hearing before the minor variance is decided upon, their comments will not be considered by the Committee of Adjustment. Only the applicant, the municipality, the Minister of Municipal Affairs, or certain public bodies may appeal the decision of the minor variance of the Committee of Adjustment to the Ontario Land Tribunal, also known as the OLT, within 20 days of the decision. Note that the committee members have reviewed the application along with any written submissions received in support or in opposition prior to this hearing, and in addition, we'll hear today oral submissions from any interested parties. So the subject property in this case is legally described as Lot 8 of Plan 14M4 in the geographic township of Charlottenburg, now in the township of South Glengarry, in the county of Glengarry, located on Monument Way and Cairnview Estate subdivision. And it's approximately 0.38 acres in area. Here's a map highlighting it in black just along the edge of the canal there. And the purpose of the proposed minor variance is that the owner would like to build a semi-detached dwelling on the subject property, and the following relief from zoning bylaw 3089 is requested to do that. They'd like to reduce the watercourse setback required by Part 3.397 to 15 meters from 30 meters to the proposed dwelling. And here is a zoomed out version of their proposed site plan with the setbacks, and a zoomed in version here with the curved dash line showing the requested 15-meter setback just before the house, as well as a required 30-meter setback out a little bit farther. And some photos of the site that were taken when the notice sign was put up. So this would be facing off of Monument Way towards the canal. And then you can see part of the canal in there behind the bush on the right. And a little bit more just to show the shoreline, and this would be facing out towards Monument Way there on the left. Perfect. And the property is designated residential district and is located in the urban settlement area of Lancaster in the county official plan. And this application does appear to conform to the general intent of the official plan. And in our zoning bylaw, it's zoned residential 2 and floodplain holding, and in general does conform to the intent of the zoning bylaw. Here's a zoning map showing the surrounding zoning with some commercial to the east and mostly residential and open space near the property itself. And the application was circulated to the RSCA, stated that the RSCA does not object to the minor variance at this time, subject to the following conditions: that prior to any site alteration and issuance of building permits, the owner shall obtain the necessary permits from the RSCA. A topographic survey is to be completed by the applicant and provided to the RSCA and the township, demonstrating that demonstrating the elevation of the property, and that the area where the dwelling is proposed is outside of the regulatory floodplain. And if not already paid, the RSCA review fee for the minor variance application that was invoiced to the applicant shall be paid in full. Here is mapping showing the floodplain. So anything in white would be outside of the 1 in 100-year floodplain according to the 2019 LiDAR data that we have access to. Anything in color would be within that 1 in 100-year floodplain. And you can see the property about dead center in the map there. The application was also circulated to all abutting property owners within 60 meters and applicable municipal staff, and we've not received any written or verbal comments to date. And this minor variance application is being recommended to be conditionally approved by the planner, Joanne Haley, as no new development will be permitted within 15 meters of fish habitat. We do recommend that, as is conditionally approved, that the conditions include that all necessary permits are provided from the RCA, are obtained from the RCA, that the topographic survey is completed to show that the dwelling will not be in the regulatory floodplain, and that the RCA review fee is paid in full before. And we'll move on to any questions from committee.
Are there any questions to the committee present? Oh,
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, before you do that, we do have
okay, go ahead, Mr. Smith. Can you hear us? Okay, great. I think the microphone, you can hear me though? Yeah, okay.
Yes, now you can.
So we were just asking, was there anything you wish to add to that, to the comments that were through the presentation? Okay, great. Councillor Jaworski?
Thank you, through you, Mayor McDonald. I was wondering if Mr. Irwin could go back to the chart with the floodplains, please. I was having trouble orienting myself on the.
Sorry. So the floodplain would be anything in red. Basically, I guess the legend's not super legible on the television, but the about dead center at the top of the little red piece in the middle, that would be the property, and anything in white would be above 47.0 meters in CGVD 2013. Anything in color would be below the 100-year floodplain, with green being 0.1 meters below, yellow being 0.2, red being 0.3, and so forth.
And you said the property, like the house, would have to be entirely in the white? Is that correct?
I'll defer over to Joanne, our planner,
Through
Joanne
you,
Haley, for that
Mr.
one.
Mayor, I'll add to that. So this is a bit of a unique property in terms of the configuration of the lot. It requires the construction of the semi-detached dwelling to be located in the top left-hand corner of that property. And so without getting into, I don't want to confuse members of the public or members of the committee, but there'll be if this minor variance is approved, there will be a subsequent process that will adjust the lot line to allow for a little bit more space to ensure that the dwelling can fit in that location, as well as meet the required zoning setbacks in terms of front yard and side yard setback. So we've done a lot of pre-consultation on this property, both with the applicant and the Reason Region Conservation Authority, and we're quite confident that there is a building envelope to be able to accommodate the proposed semi-detached.
If I may, just so I'm clear, the purpose of the minor variance today is to allow to be up to that 15 meter of the water course, and and other issues about setback and location, that will be dealt with potentially at another time. Okay, thank you.
And if I may follow up on that question, I often think of the Ottawa floods, like, because we don't want to, it's always desirous to be close to water. Those subsequent applications or conditions would not put them in the floodplain, the 100-year flood. Okay, good, thank you. Excellent. Does anybody want to move this as presented? Moved by Councillor McDonnell, seconded by Deputy Mayor Lang, that we approve it as presented. And before we close out, I would like to apologize. At the start of the meeting, I had the wrong thing open, so this was not the public meeting. It was the Committee of Adjustment, so thank you all for bearing with me there. And there were the approval of the minutes. So if I could get a mover of the previous minutes and a seconder, moved by Councillor McDonnell, seconded by Councillor Bougie, and a vote. All those in favor? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And next meeting to be determined? Okay, to be determined. Oh, jeepers, sorry, I'm jumped up because I wanted to, thank you very much. Sorry, I'm a little helter-skelter today. So we had the mover and the seconder. All those in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, carried. Thank you very much, Councillor McDonnell. And as you said, meeting to be determined, not yet. So adjournment, can I get a mover and a seconder to adjourn? Moved by Councillor McDonnell, seconded by Councillor Jaworski, that we close to the call of the chair at 6:14 p.m. All those in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, carried. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Mr. Smith.